Why has Mona lived a lie?
Are you really gonna tell?
And what is Sissy hiding?
Just a matter of balance and form, and God knows that my form is well balanced.
Sandy Dennis stars with Cher, whom the LA Times called terrific, and Karen Black in Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, on Broadway on Showtime. Looking for wholesome family entertainment, folks? You can forget it when Showtime's creature features are in town. First, you'd better run to the nearest house without cable, or you'll become tomorrow's lunch for The Thing. But do be careful which house you choose and which door you decide to use in Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist. Then there's enough ugly to turn your brown eyes blue in The Howling. And a horror that can knock you right out of your socks in Wolfen. Showtime's creature features on Friday, June 17th. After all, even Disney needs a night off.
Bill Harris in Hollywood, I have news for you. There's some interesting new reading out which ranges from the sublime to the ridiculous. At times, it's a little hard to tell which is which. The woman who was there beside John Wayne for the last 7 years of his life has written Duke, a love story from Athenaeum Press. Pat Stacey was originally his secretary, but became John Wayne's last love, and she shares some great stories. For instance, the Duke is charmed at a dinner for Henry Fonda when political adversary Jane Fonda's children all come running to Wayne for autographs. Or, signaling a period of better health between surgeries, Wayne is screaming at Walter Cronkite, who's calmly delivering the news on the Duke's television. Duke, a love story, is not a kiss-and-tell book by any means, and I liked it. Pat Stacey must be some lady, because her fellow is some man. I know we probably don't need another film book, but this one is fun as the Film Yearbook 1983 makes its debut from Grove Press. With a small photo and complete cast and crew credits for every Hollywood feature released in England between July '81 and June '82, there are more than 200 capsule film reviews and special features on stars from Bernadette Peters to Jeremy Irons. One bonus, a complete list of film production companies, their addresses, and their phone numbers. And my own favorite section, some well-chosen quotes. For example, says Jack Lemmon, "The worst part about being me is when people want me to make them laugh." Or Harrison Ford, "An actor has to go to either Los Angeles or New York. I flipped a coin which came up New York, so I flipped it again." More anecdotes about our first family this time, more than I thought possible or prudent to publish, are in a new volume titled Make Believe from Harper & Row. Whether it's Nancy as a struggling young actress filching dinner rolls on dates at a posh New York restaurant, or details about the president's dating life between marriages, or the time Mr. Reagan returned his son to the home of ex-wife Jane Wyman along with a goat the boy wanted to keep and left them both on the doorstep. The book by Lawrence Leamer includes life on the campaign trail, the Reagan children and their stories, and the interesting fact the president says the White House years have aged Nancy much more than him. It's all here, a fun, gossipy read loaded with pictures. And what are outer space, movie, and TV souvenirs and merchandise worth? Finally, we know, thanks to the Star Trek and Star Wars Collectibles book from the House of Collectibles in Orlando, Florida. It lists the current value of 5,000 different items, from $70 for an original Star Trek lunch pail to $1,050 for an authentic pair of ears used to transform Leonard Nimoy into Mr. Spock. On the Star Wars collecting side, those bubblegum cards may have been better than diamonds. They're already worth about 85 cents a piece. On the other hand, there's now the official 1983 price guide to comic books. It tells how much we've thrown away in our day, all the fault, of course, of the moms and dads who made us clean our rooms. A few examples: the first edition of Superman comics is now worth more than $8,000. The first edition of Batman is worth $4,400. Prices go down to just a few dollars, including $18, the value of the 32-page life story comic book dealing with the Lennon sisters. That one I threw away on my own. Bill Harris in Hollywood, I thank you. We'll talk again.
This is the Showtime Entertainment Network. It's another swinging year at Rydell High, a celebration of the 60s.
What are you gonna be when you grow up?
A burden on society.
With more of the music and more of the fun, where lessons are learned outside the classroom.
Let's go.
And a new boy finds out how to be really cool. He rocks the socks off the most popular girl in school. It's a feeling you'll never forget. Maxwell Caulfield and Michelle Pfeiffer star in Grease 2 on Showtime. He fought his way up from the gutter and inspired millions. But now he faces his greatest challenge.
I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
This guy is a wrecking machine.
For the first time in my life, I'm afraid.
Balboa was a fine champion, but his time has passed.
You gotta get it back. The eye of the tiger, man. The edge.
Can a man rebuild tomorrow the prowess of his past?
There is no tomorrow.
Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burgess Meredith, and Mr. T in the final, most grueling and inspiring round yet. Rocky 3 on Showtime. The following Showtime series contains mature subject matter. Parents may consider some of the program content unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.